Blessings, greetings. Thank you for being here with me today. So many of you have been following my journey, are really curious, and a question was asked to me in this video is my answer. I've been having the who are you dreams since I was a little girl with my master, Sri Ramana Maharshi. And finally, there came a time when he would no longer sit in front of me or allow me to sit in front of him. And that was the day when he stated in dream, I now sit beside you. Please notice this, not in front of you, not behind you. So there were a series of dreams. For those of you who don't remember the dream, there were a series of them, and they extended into now. And the most recent one did involve him and three other of my teachers throughout time, giving me a title that I had no idea what it means, what it meant, what it meant then in those times in the East, what it means now. I'm in the West. I'm not from India in this unique expression, at least in this body and in this time. So the dream that expanded that to that title occurred, and I said to my master, why do you want to extend a title? And he said, well, why not? If people require a title, if people want to call you something that you already are in order for their hearts to merge and blend and listen more, if this is not bowing, if this is not coming to the extent that would cause for great discomfort, such as them worshiping you, then why not? Because, by the way, that does cause some degree of confusion when I observe people worshiping each other, and the beings that work with me have never asked to be worshipped. And I, in all of my experiences, also have never asked to be worshipped, and it ends up happening. So I would like to tell you what this actually means. What is a guru? In many cultures, the guru literally translates to teacher. It means honoring the teacher within you. And because of oneness, if you see me as a teacher, if you see me as a guru, it means that you are seeing something inside of you that is a reflection of God in me and in you. We are the same. So when spirit and humans gave me that title guru, when spirit and humans gave me the title avatar, it was not so that anything could be misunderstood in terms of power, because I don't perceive anyone in power under. I don't perceive anyone in power under. All that I perceive is God. I perceive it in you. I perceive it in all. And I am not experiencing it. The experience and the experiencer have become one. So I see you as me. That is all. What I have been shown is that a true guru will be a reflection of the divine in you and in all. And basically their role, their title, their job is to bring you into your mastery. Whether you choose to be a teacher, a guru, however you choose to title yourself, a rishi, however you choose to title yourself, or in my case, I was given a title, I did not title myself. However that is, and whatever roles that you choose will occur in that way. So That's what that is. A guru is simply someone who reflects God within you as you, so that you awaken and become aware of your God self. Does that make sense? Just say yes. I love my lovely friend Stuart Pearce. When I was in his workshop in London not too long ago, he could tell that we would all understand something because we'd be nodding, but he would want interaction. He would say, just say yes, that you understand me. And we would all giggle and say yes. So a guru causes you to say yes, to just say yes to God within you. That is all that it is. I would say some people call us teachers, but in my role here, I don't feel like a teacher. I have had 38 years of teaching things, right? And then one day I awakened and said, oh, I don't know anything anymore. It was an incredible journey to share this nothingness that expands into the everything. And gurus don't really teach. They reflect God in you from a space of nothingness that activates the everything of God that already is in your essence, that's wanting to awaken, that's wanting for you to become aware of it. You're following me? Good. So then, after these series of dreams that I've been sharing with you for a while now, for those of you who remember that, we had a recent one where Ramana Maharshi was asking, who are you, who are you, who are you, who are you? You remember that? Eventually that dream expanded into, okay, you are avatar of grace, you are guru. Okay, you can't be an avatar without being guru, right? Guru is not really a special title. The whole concept is not about being special. It's more about being ordinary, because God already is. And God expands that inclusively, not exclusively. It wasn't God that ever asked to be worshipped. It was just your choice. So, Avatar. When I received that title, I went the same as you probably are doing now. What's that? What's that? Is that, we're Westerners primarily, right? So we're like, well, there's a movie out right now. Synchronistically enough, I did watch that movie and I loved it. Grace, I completely accepted and cried with bliss. It felt so true. Avatar, I went, yeah. Okay, I do not know. So I had a dream last night and I asked for spirit guidance within me as me. Of course, Sri Ramana Maharshi shows up and he gave me a vision of a bridge. And for those of you who've been following my mission on this planet, I have often called myself a bridge of consciousness. So he showed me a bridge. And people were on it. People in Earth right now, millions and sometimes billions, just so many people. And then there was a wall in the middle of this bridge, and it was pretty high. You could not circumvent it at all, or you could not climb it. You could not go above or around or below. You could not climb it on your own. And the wall had a big old T on the side of it. I believe that it likely meant thought, ego, right? That was my sense of what it is. And people were trying to climb it, but they kept kind of, really not being able to. And I was sitting with 4 versions of me, me in a parallel existence, me the Rishi, me the saint. I was female in that time. Me the mystic, and then me the avatar, what showed up as me now, right? So these people everywhere wanted to get on the other side of the wall because they could feel the joy and the celebration and the everything that was there. And the wall was only their thought. So me, the Rishi, I had the crowd help me above the wall. They wanted to put me up on this wall. And they said, show us, Rishi. You can see. You're a seer. Show us what is on the other side of us. Us meaning the thought, the wall. So they tossed me up upon the wall and I jumped across the other side and I could not contain myself. There was so much love. I just kind of sat cross-legged. I just kind of sat on the other side of the wall as Rishi, and I just visualized it. I could see God and everything, and I cried and I wept, and then I closed my eyes and I just sat meditating. I just sat and sat and sat meditating. And my friends on the other side of the wall, so many of you were going, are you going to come back and show us what's over there? We hear joy, we hear love, we hear you crying in bliss. Come show us. Come be the body. and I wouldn't. I just sat there and meditated in bliss, and sometimes I would sing. I don't know, but I didn't do anything. I didn't go back. So then there was the other version of me. And that version of me was tossed across the wall, and that was the saint. And when the saint me got over the wall, she was dancing and she was joyful and she was blissful and she was running up and down and she contorted herself into various versions as I would do in these times, and my body would contort in these times as a saint, and it would just twitch, and they call that insanity these days, but it was more like mad with God is the best way that I could describe me, right? So I was mad with God. I've got to really hurry up this story because I've got a session coming up here in about 5 minutes. So, and I didn't come back over because I was mad with God in a good way. And humans would call that mad, but it felt very sane to me. But to you, it looked like I was mad with God essence, like I had just lost it. I could not really function. I was just jumping and speaking in all sorts of languages and light language and so expanded, and I could not function. So I could not come across the wall. Then Mystic Me was tossed across the wall. And the version of me that is Mystic, she would get visions and feel everything, and then she would whisper through the wall and she would say, listen, I've got all this information, but I can't come back over here because I'm not that body anymore. And she would whisper and people could hear her, but only the people that were sensitive to understand what she meant, because she was speaking from knowledge and they could not be at her frequency. They did not hear that version of me. So that's Mystic Me. Mystic Me sat on the other side of the wall, and her body went into ash. Her body, she just realized that she wasn't body anymore, and she could not be it anymore. Her body went into ash, and there was nothing but spirit, and she was happy. People on the other side of the wall were going, oh, we really want to be without this wall, or we want to come over with you. How are we going to do this? So they tossed over Avatar Me. And this is the definition part. Thank you for bearing with my dream and my story. So they tossed over Avatar Me. Avatar Me would not go over the wall. Avatar Me sat and straddled the wall. And she cried in bliss, and she sang in Sanskrit, and she blessed, and she heard prayers, and she rocked with the essence of the prayers, but she did not feel burdened with these prayers. She wanted to bless them. So she sat on the side of the wall and she blessed, and she taught from an essence, not of knowing in mind, but from everything in God. She did not choose one side of the wall. She lifted her hand down to those who could not cross the wall, and she pulled them up to her. They crossed over and they saw God and they saw oneness and they realized that they are it. And then the wall started to disintegrate. It started to get shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter until it was no more. And she did like this, and there was no wall. This is Avatar. Avatar is an awakened, aware essence of God in a body. So what does that mean? That means that we help you cross a bridge that you've created with your thought, with ego, so that everyone is really aware of their God self. That is what an avatar is. So that is the answer to your question. I love you. Namaste.